not just compassionately, but with love. He pursues you with genuine love because you are of value to the living God. He talks about the lost sheep and the lost boy and the shepherd leaving 99, going looking for the one sheep to bring that sheep back to the fold. But the second thing is this, listen to me carefully, please. Only in the Christian faith do you not earn your salvation. It is the gift of God and of grace and mercy from Him. You cannot earn your way to heaven in the gospel story. In fact, it is not your righteousness that gets you into heaven. It is the mercy and the grace of God that forgives you and forgives me. That reality of grace is throughout the Holy Scriptures. And it is the only faith I know of in the world where this is the sequence. First, He brings them out of Egypt. Then He brings them through the wilderness and gives them the 10 commandments. Then He gives them the tabernacle for worship. Redemption, righteousness, worship. Redemption, righteousness, worship. That is the logic. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt. Therefore you shall have no other gods before me. You do not attain heaven by the keeping of the law. You are redeemed first before you become righteous. You are redeemed and righteous. For who shall ascend unto the hill of the Lord but he that had clean hands and a pure heart? The grace of God is indispensable for righteousness. You cannot earn it. It is the gift of God given to you and me. Ask any other worldview, Your good deeds will have to outweigh your bad deeds, or your karma will have to be paid in this life for the previous life. Not so in the Christian faith. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. If we confess our sins, He is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. He that has the Son has life. He who has not the Son has not life, and surely will come into condemnation. The fundamental truths of the Christian faith start with love, move through grace, and are manifested in a relationship. You are called to a relationship with God. Let me give you an illustration of this. My grandson Jude is 5 years old. When he was about 3.5 or so, his mother, my second daughter Naomi, had lost her car keys in her house and couldn't find them. And she got so frustrated, she slapped her forehead and said, I must be losing my mind. Jude comes and stands in front of her. He said, Mommy, whatever you do, don't lose your heart, because I am in there. Who told him to say that? From the time you are a child, you long for a relationship. You long to be embraced. I remember a woman, a soldier with the U.S. Army who'd come back from Afghanistan, who'd lost both of her legs, and she'd been given prosthetics so that she could stand again with those steel limbs. Somebody said to her, what is the best part of you being able to walk again? If you didn't see the interview, you will never guess at the answer. She said, being able to be hugged once more. That somebody can hug you once again, which she said was very difficult when I couldn't even stand to my feet. Every human being needs that embrace. Every human being needs that relationship. Only in Jesus Christ. His love pursues you. His grace forgives you, and His strength carries you through in a relationship with the living God. You will not hear this anywhere else from any other claimant to divine or prophetic status. So they're not the same. They are fundamentally different. At best, superficially, maybe similar. Many of them may have good pointers to them. And the way I look at it is this. In my home growing up, we had a man who was our cook. His name was Arumugam. Arumugam in Tamil literally means 6 faces. He'd never seen a movie in his life. So my mother went and bought him a ticket to go to the movie theater. And in India, if you've not seen a movie, you've not been an Indian.
Yeah.
And so he wanted to go and see a movie. She bought him the ticket, he polished his shoes, put on his white shirt and white trousers, and marched off. He came back about 3 hours later. I said, Arvagam, how was the movie? He said, yo. He slapped his mouth. He said, I made a big mistake. I said, what was that? He said, I walked in late, and I walked in through the back door. And when I walked into the door, I was looking at a wall, and I just saw beams of light coming out of the wall. And he thought, why have I paid money to see beams of light coming from a hole in the wall? And then suddenly I turned around and saw faces. And I screamed out so loudly, the usher came and quietened me down and gave me my seat. You see, many worldviews are looking at the wrong wall. They may see a beam of light here and there. When you look at the face of Jesus Christ, you know where all the light funnels, obviously, and all of those panels of light point to Him, and see the culminating completion. In Him alone shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. In Him you have life, and life eternal, the Word becoming flesh and dwelling among us, full of grace and truth. There may be hints in other worldviews as the only culmination in the incarnation and the revelation of Jesus Christ. That's my answer to you. Yeah.